Hello everybody. I want to put together a quick video to show some of the equipment and the layout of our newest apparatus, Squad 112, and also the theory of the apparatus as we were building it. This was about a year-long process. We started last fall with brainstorming as a committee. We got a bunch of our active and retired members together as a committee and started brainstorming sessions to say what would be our ideal fire engine if we were able to replace the current engine, and what would be more efficient to better serve the residents, taxpayers, and businesses of the city. So fortunately, as this process started, we had to replace an engine that was 20 years old. So it was prime time for us to do it. We had the support of mayor and council and the financial backing where they gave us a budget to go ahead and move forward. So out of these brainstorming sessions that we had as a committee, we unanimously wanted a few things. Everybody wanted a short pumper, short wheelbase, lower hose loads, short overall height, overall length, like I said, make it easier to maneuver the tight streets of the city, as well as some of the alleys and even inside some of the industry that we have. So the industry played a big part in it. You know, we have the Elliott Company, Alnova, FC Myers, Jeanette Specialty Glass, LRG Corporation, Liberty Cabinets. A lot of these places have been in Jeanette for a very long time, and they're a major part of our tax base and what's keeping the city running. So naturally, we want to be able to protect our infrastructure, and we were able to really do so with this apparatus that we built. In the past, we had pretty much cookie cutter engines that were bought as an engine type layout, and then we tried to add all the equipment on that we needed to be able to do our job efficiently, and we basically ended up with stuff piled in compartments and not very efficiently mounted. Ergonomically, we had heavy equipment up high, making us prone for injuries. Our crosslays were up high, making us prone to ankle twisting or different injuries, strains and sprains. So that was another big part of this apparatus, was we wanted everything that was heavy down low or on slide out trays down low. We wanted the hoses to come off right at shoulder or chest height. The ladders come out right at shoulder height. I mean, just a lot of ergonomically friendly and safety features design was put into this apparatus, as you'll see as we start to walk around it. So what I'm going to do is do a quick walk around, show all the equipment, how it's laid out for everybody to see that hasn't had a chance to see it yet. And before I do so, I would like to thank our department head, Robin Mosley, as well as the mayor and the rest of the city council who unanimously supported this project from the beginning. And also a special thanks to our Suffin representative, Steve D'Argangelo. He was able to not only meet our specifications and our wish list, but exceed it in some great ways, and able to do so all under the budget that we were given. So we came in like $16,000 under budget of what we were given by city council, so that was a huge benefit for the city to be able to take those funds and put them somewhere else where they were needed in the city, instead of using the full allotment they allowed us for this truck. So again, thank you, and hope you enjoy. Okay, so here at the pump panel we have 3-inch and a 5-inch pony section for hooking to a hydrant. Inside the speedways here, there are 2-inch and 3/4, 150-foot long pre-connected lines, and these are actually in slide-out trays that we have spares for, so we can keep trays reloaded at the station and just pull the empty ones out, put the full ones in when we get back in the middle of the night, as opposed to having to drag everything out and try to repack hose. We already have it. We can pack the spare one back up in the daylight. Up top there is 2.5. That's a 200-foot, 2.5 pre-connected line. This unit does have a Hell Q-Max 2000 pump on it, along with a Foam Pro 2002, 50 gallons of Class B foam in the foam cell for the Foam Pro. We also have a Pro Pack and some spare foam on board for Class A. We have 15 gallons of Class A foam on the apparatus itself. Next compartment is your breaker box, driver's pack, fittings. This first slide-out tray is the air source cart used for rescue breathing in confined spaces or air tools. We can run off that for the air tools, and we're also running off the air outlet from the unit itself here on the pump panel side. Got our assortment of wrenches and standpipe wrenches, spanner wrenches, everything else on here. On top of the toolbox. Toolbox itself slides out. There's a drill, full assortment of small hand tools, basically anything you can imagine in a standard toolbox. It's actually on this unit. And then down at the bottom, it's actually the air tools, air chisels, impact, air ratchet, stuff of that nature. Next compartment back. See some of the larger hand tools mounted on the front surface of the board. Pull this tray out. Then you have some additional hand tools, Milwaukee sawzalls, Milwaukee angle grinder. And you saw that back wall comes out. That's our cutter's edge saw, Husqvarna chainsaw, and our rotary saw. All comes out on that back slide out tray as you open the front tray. We got a lot of equipment in a small space in this compartment. Next compartment back is the rear driver's side. You can see we have a little giant ladder, brooms and shovels in the first divider. Second divider is a slide out. One side is your high-rise bundle, which has all the appliances, industrial wheels for standpipes, wrenches, all that is all part of that bundle. Milwaukee leaf blower. On this side we have 3 Milwaukee light stands. Again, that's all on a slide out. Top shelf out here is our lockout kit, some of our biohazard cleanup bags and hazmat pads. Middle shelf, we have 2 salvage drums, sub pump and hose for pumping water out. The bottom here is actually a slide out bin. It holds about 150 pounds of oil dry. We'll use a collapsible bucket and pull the lever on the bottom and it dumps out of the bottom. Rear compartment, see back here we have low pressure airbags, all the hoses and controls on the top shelf. Bottom shelf has a battery operated ventilation fan on a slide out tray. And then there's an internal compartment here inside the compartment where we keep our cribbing, our crash kit, crash blanket. We have wood and composite cribbing in here. And also, we got a custom tray built for the back since we don't have a lot of space in the garage and have a long tailboard to work off of. So we have this platform that we can work off of when we're packing hose or getting stuff out of the upper compartment. Behind the hose bed tarp, there's 800 feet of 3-inch, 1,200 feet of 5-inch. There's a 150-foot pre-connected blitz fire and a 300-foot pre-connected 1 3/4 line that is also foam capable off the backside. There's actually an internal compartment as well behind these cones. Stokes basket, 2 backboards and CIDs. The lower section is hard to see, but there's cargo netting across it and there's a rescue tripod in there. Put a rear intake on this unit so we can take in water from the rear after laying the supply line instead of dragging around the sides on the tight streets. Inside the back ladder compartment, we have space for a 3rd backboard, 24-foot extension ladder, 14-foot roof ladder, longer hooks, and a 10-foot attic ladder up in the top part of the compartment. On the officer side rear, in the upper part of this compartment, we have our Kodiak rescue struts, along with all the straps and fittings and tips for those struts. Also hydraulic hoses up here for the Genesis tools. The lower section of this compartment is actually one big slide out tray. So it pulls out. We have a Genesis S53 large battery operated spreader. We have the S35 hydraulic spreader. We have the C160 Genesis O cutter hydraulic, TL9 stabilizer, glass removal tool, an additional Milwaukee sawzall, and the large Genesis hydraulic pump, all in this tray, along with some smaller hand tools, chains, and wheel chocks, things of that nature. Middle compartment on the officer side is two spare air packs, 2 spare cylinders. Also in the wheel well storage, we have 4 additional spare cylinders. Officer side front compartment, this is all our technical rescue, rope rescue, confined space, equipment, hardware, rope bags, pre-rig systems, fall protection, anything you need for a rope or technical or confined space rescue. And then we have a Purple K dry chemical extinguisher. The running board, pump side on the officer side, there's a 1-inch trash line and a Foam Pro pack with Class A foam in it. And you see as we open the cab doors, whichever side of the unit the cab doors are open on, it automatically puts the floodlights on, both on the body and on the cab, to illuminate that space so we can see what we're stepping out into at night. Okay, inside the crew cab, we have seating for 4. In here we have our smoke detector kit, our hydro ram. There's a water can off both sides of the apparatus out of this compartment. There's our intrinsically safe confined space fan, traffic barricade, medical glove storage, all of our battery chargers for the Milwaukee. That's the tube attachment for the fan, for the confined space fan, radio chargers, everything all up here on top. You can see on the driver's side, again, another water can, AED, medical bag, pet oxygen mask, all the medical stuff goes off of this side. On the front of that, we have some large hand tool storage. There's also a 6-foot hook in here in the cab, 6 flashlights, thermal imaging camera, docking station for our gas monitor, and our pump for the gas monitor is all up front. And additionally, in the front officer's seat, there's a pig axe and a Halligan set irons for the firefighter on this side. Front bumper has a 2.5 discharge. There's 150-foot 1 3/4 split up into this bed. Underneath that is 2.5 foot or 2.5 inch leader line. So if we need to go into an alley, one of the industrial buildings, or a tight space, we can run a leader line off of the front bumper, take that Y off, put it on the leader line, then run 2 hand lines off of it. And that is a foam capable discharge. Okay, on top of the unit we have a hard diamond plate hose bed cover. It's a surface safe for us to walk on to get to our coffin compartments. Driver's side rear coffin compartment has our larger shovel, hazmat pads, hazmat plug kits, Tyvek suits. The driver's side front compartment, again, hazmat boots, gloves, helmets, river boom, contain hazmat stuff in a stream. The officer side rear compartment on top has our PFDs and our water throw bags, as well as our adapter for manholes for our ventilation fan. Officer side front has our confined space communication kit, our Miller halfback system, our KED extrication system, and our sked stretcher all inside this compartment. And these hard lids on top are hydraulic assisted, so they just lift right up. They are lit underneath for nighttime for packing hose. Provides us easy access to get in here and repack the hose. In the dunnage space, there's a deck gun with an extension on it to get up over the cab and go 360. See our Class A foams up here, 200-foot electric reel, and our 10,000 watt generator up top, PTO generator.